Hello, everyone. My name is Zulfiqar, and welcome to another episode of Income Investors. With me today is John Whitefoot with another exciting income pick. If you want to read more about what John writes on a regular basis, you can head to incomeinvestors.com, or you can find the link to the website in the description below. Spring is upon us, and soon that means farmers will be putting fertilizers on their fields. While some may not like the smell of fertilizers, it helps crop grow. This is especially true for nitrogen fertilizers. And it's one of the reasons why crops like corn grow so quickly in colder climates. One company that is responsible for helping farmers' crops grow is CVR Partners LP. They're traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol UAN. And you might be wondering why nitrogen, the seventh element on the periodic table. Nitrogen is essential for plant growth. While nitrogen makes up around 78% of the air in this form, it's inert and insoluble, meaning plant can't use it. Fertilizers maker like CVR Partners take nitrogen out of the air and combine it with hydrogen, usually from natural gas, in order to make the nitrogen compound ammonia. Ammonia is either applied directly in soil as a nitrogen fertilizer or used as a building block to make other nitrogen fertilizers. And now, what about the cost? Fertilizers typically represent about 15% of farmers' cost structure. Nitrogen fertilizer is generally low on cost curve for farmers, and this is where CVR partners come in. John?
Yeah, thanks, Mo. America's only petroleum coke-based nitrogen fertilizer producer, CVR Partners LP, is a limited partnership formed by CVR Energy Inc., which itself is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under ticker CVI. Now, it owns and operates and grows its nitrogen fertilizer manufacturing facilities are located in Coffeyville, Kansas, and East Dubuque, Illinois. Its Coffeyville operation is the only plant in North America, actually, that uses petroleum coke gasification process to make hydrogen, which is a key ingredient in its manufacturing process. Now, its East Dubuque nitrogen fertilizer plant uses natural gas as its feedstock to produce nitrogen fertilizer.
And then let's look at the financial performance here. I see that it reported a strong fourth quarter and 2024 results.
Yeah, for the fourth quarter ended December 31st, 2024, CVR Partners announced that net sales slipped 1.5% on an annual basis to $139.5 million. Net income, on the other hand, was up 83% at $18.2 million, or $1.73 per share or unit, because it's a LP. Now, operating income jumped 50% to $25.7 million. EBITDA, meanwhile, was up more than 30% at $50 million. Now, for full year 2024, net sales fell 23% to $525.3 million. Net income came in at $60.9 million, or $5.76 per unit. Operating income was $60.9 million, while EBITDA was $179 million. Now, commenting on the results, management said that CVR Partners posted strong operating results for 2024 full year and fourth quarter, and this was driven by safe, reliable operations and a combined ammonia production rate of 96% for the year.
If you like what you see so far, check out incomeinvestors.com. While you're there, you could also sign up for our free special report titled 3 Income Stocks to Own Today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. And now back to the video. And now the exciting part for income investors. It declared a quarterly distribution of $1.75 per unit.
Yeah, when it comes to distributions, CVR Partners LP's policy is to distribute all of its available cash it generates each quarter. Now, that means its payout will fluctuate due to factors such as operating performance, fluctuations in the price of finished products, and maintenance capital expenditures. And CVR Partners distribution can really vary. For example, in November 2024, it paid out $1.19 per unit, and in May 2023, it paid out $10.43 per unit. And most recently, as you noted, in March, it paid out $1.75 per unit, or $6.76 on an annual basis, for a current forward yield of around 10%.
How are UAN units doing?
Well, UAN units have taken an oversized hit, much like the broader market, on fears of what a global trade war will do to the economy. But the sell-off has been less pronounced, at least compared to what's happening with the S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and NASDAQ, all three of which are in correction territory. UAN units are actually up 3% over the last 6 months, but are down roughly 8% year to date. Again, that's at least to this recording. Going forward, there's certainly room for CVR units to grow, especially once the dust settles. Its units hit a record high of $179.74 per unit, and that was back in April of 2022.
John, thank you so much for your insights. CVR Partners LP helps feed Americans and provide unit holders with solid long-term capital appreciation and reliable distributions. In its recent earnings report, the company's CEO said that despite challenging weather conditions during the fall application, nitrogen fertilizer demand was strong in the fourth quarter of 2024, with higher prices compared to the third quarter and strong shipment. Looking ahead, management said that the recent rally in grain prices, market conditions look favorable for a spring planting season, and that company will continue to grow on the high utilization of its plants and generation of free cash flow. Obviously, we'll have to see if management updates the guidance in light of current trade war, and with President Trump saying, "My policies will never change," the near-term outlook will remain volatile. And that positive outlook by the management could juice its unit and distribution payouts. And that's good news for 66 institutions that hold 45.26% of all outstanding shares. The three of the biggest holders are Icahn, Morgan Stanley, and UBS Group. That's it for today, and make sure to go to incomeinvestors.com now to get our free special report on 3 income stocks to own today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. We'll be back with more income picks soon, so stay tuned, and in the meantime, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.